All right, now look, today we are going to be talking about all things mayonnaise. Now, you guys know that I am a lover of mayonnaise. I use it in all of my pasta salads and blah, blah, blah. I use it on my sandwiches. But this is the thing. If you are someone like me that is going on a weight loss journey or has been on a weight loss journey, or if you deal with chronic inflammation like I do or have ever had what was considered a fatty liver, then you've got to start making some adjustments to the things that you're eating. This is the thing. Mayonnaise, whether you make it from scratch or buy it from the store, is still mayonnaise. But making it at home, at least, is a little bit cleaner and you know exactly what is in it. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how extremely easy it is to make mayonnaise from scratch, just using a few ingredients. But there's one thing I want to point out because I know it's going to come up in the comment section, which is I cannot believe you're eating raw eggs. I just want you to know if you've ever consumed mayonnaise that is outside of vegan mayonnaise, you've had raw eggs. The second ingredient on this mayonnaise, your fave, is egg yolks. So just understand that. The key to being safe when consuming raw egg is making sure that the eggs are pasteurized. Yes, they're going to cost you a little bit more money, but it's going to be worth it because pasteurized eggs have been treated. So therefore, all of the bacteria that is attached to non-pasteurized eggs has been drastically minimized. So you don't really have to worry about it. Also, the shelf life for homemade mayonnaise is only about 5 days. Some people say 2 weeks, but I don't play that game. I don't even let it go past 7 days. So this is one of the things that I will no longer be taking into the new year. Unless I'm making like a huge amount of like potato salad or something like that, I'll buy it. But as far as like my everyday use, I will be making it from scratch from here on out. So let me show you how I make it.
So like I said, you're going to need pasteurized eggs, a garlic clove. You're also going to need some ground black pepper, some coarse kosher salt. You're going to need a little bit of Dijon mustard. Oil of my choice is avocado oil, lemon. And then the tools that I'll be using today is an immersion blender and then just a tall enough container that I can make it in. So in the container, I'm going to add in my 1 pasteurized egg that is at room temperature, by the way. I'm going to add in my garlic clove. Again, this is optional, but I just think it adds great flavor. I'm going to add in the juice of half of a lemon. Do not get overzealous and add in too much lemon or it's going to taste like something completely different. So just use the juice of half a lemon. I would say that's probably no more than about a tablespoon worth of liquid, but you definitely want to make sure that it's fresh, not the stuff that comes in the bottle. For the Grey Poupon, I'm only going to be adding in probably about a half a teaspoon, honestly, probably not even a half a teaspoon. I would say about 1/8 of a teaspoon. If you add in too much mustard, it's not going to taste like mayonnaise, but it does add great flavor. I add in salt and pepper. You can adjust the salt to your liking. I added in 2 small pinches worth. And then for the oil, I added in 1 cup of the avocado oil. And like I said, I prefer to use avocado oil. I think making it with olive oil is just absolutely disgusting. It just does not taste right to me. Now, once you start mixing this, you want to make sure that it's pressed firmly at the bottom and leave it pressed at the bottom for like the first 20 to 30 seconds. Don't start moving it around. Then once you can see that it's starting to emulsify, then you can start to move the blender up and down a bit just to make sure that everything is nice and smooth and creamy. If you mix it and start moving it around too much, it's going to start to separate and then you're going to have to start all over again, which is also the reason why I feel like using it in an immersion blender is the easiest way to make it, and it's fail proof. If you try to go the old school way and doing it with whisking by hand, you have to make sure that you're gradually and slowly adding in the oil if you choose to do it by hand, because again, it will separate and then it'll never turn into mayonnaise. So just doing it with an immersion blender just makes this process a lot easier. I transfer it over into my jar of choice. Right now, it kind of looks like it's kind of watery, but trust me, it's not. I like to place it in the fridge and let it sit overnight, and then it thickens up and it becomes smooth and creamy.
And that right there, my friends, is how I make my homemade mayonnaise. Straight to the point. This is a recipe that a lot of people do. And technically, you could call this an aioli because of the garlic clove. So if you want to be technical about it, then this is an aioli. But this is just how I'm always going to consume my mayonnaise when I make it from scratch. If you don't want the garlic flavor, leave it out and then you'll just have standard mayonnaise. But adjust the saltiness, like I said, to your liking, and this will last you up to 5 days. All right, y'all. So it is the next day. I like to let the mayonnaise sit overnight. It just becomes a really nice texture. As you can see, it is nice and thick. And I figured, well, since we've made homemade mayonnaise, we might as well go on ahead and make ourselves an Italian hoagie. So I'm going to go in with my aioli just right across the bottom like so. Lather it on there. And then for the meats of my choice, I'm going to be going in with Genoa salami, just right across the bottom. I have thinly sliced pepperoni. I'm going to be doing roughly about 3 slices a piece. I also have capicola ham that is also thinly sliced. And then I add in ham off the bone, thinly sliced as well. The lettuce of my choice is butter lettuce. So I'm just going to add that directly in. I like a lot. For the pepper jack cheese, I use Tillamook, but you can use, whatever cheese you would like. And then I have a super fresh, nice and firm tomato. Anytime you guys are making sandwiches, make sure your tomatoes are really firm. The reason why tomatoes be all soggy is because y'all be buying them when they're overripe and don't realize it. So just keep that in mind. So I have it nice and firm. I'm not a big tomato lover, so I'm not going to add in too many. And on top of my tomatoes, I always make sure that I put a little bit of black pepper and just a tiny, tiny pinch of kosher salt, but not too much on the salt because you have all of the pork stuff in the sandwich as well. And that's the Italian hoagie all put together. I don't know about you, but it's time we going for a taste test. I'm never buying store-bought mayonnaise again. Make it.